There. Now I clicked it.
Okay.
Here we are. Hello, everyone. Last time I clicked go live, it was a complete fiasco, a complete disaster for the member stream last week because I did everything wrong and screwed everything up. But this one is a lot easier. Welcome, everyone. Very excited to be here tonight, even though we've got some pretty grim things to talk about. But I feel like it's important because I've been paying attention to what is in the chat. I want to be very clear up front.
Oh.
Nothing happened to Lisa and I or our family or our household or anything like that. But something really big has happened. And that's one of the things that's the main thing that I want to talk about today. Thank you, Curtis Crump, for the audio video check. But before we get into that horrible story, I want to talk about some positive things.
Oh, okay.
Positive things that we can't talk about. Daggone it.
Oh my gosh.
Makes me so mad that we can't talk about it. It's probably going to be a few weeks before we can talk about it because I will be doing a video talking about it. And the cool thing is this big thing that happened or that is happening with us, this thing that is going to change KG Tropicals forever, started officially today.
Yes.
It started officially today. I just can't talk about it yet because it has to be a surprise. These socks are fantastic, Curtis.
Yeah,
thank
you, Curtis.
I was going to mention those as we went on, but I don't want it to seem like I ignored you. Curtis sent me a pair of Superman socks. Are you kidding me? They're amazing. They're awesome.
I got some really cute kitty ones. They're adorable.
I also got a bag of candy corn from Dan Durbin. I believe it's becoming a yearly thing with him. That's
cute.
2 years in a row that he has sent me a bag of candy corn. And it's the big bags too, like the big 2-pound bag. I love me some candy corn.
He does. Just straight up sugar.
That's what makes them amazing.
He has sugar-free sugar for coffee every morning.
Yeah, because I got to do the right thing. You know.
So it's okay. The candy corn is fine.
So anyway, this thing that we're doing, that we officially started today, is really big. It's the biggest thing we've done in a decade by far. And I'm really excited about it. So I just can't tell you. I just can't tell you what it is. But I will tell you.
Big deal, though.
I wanted to do a members video about it. To be like, hey, guess what? Channel members, this is what we're doing. But here's the problem.
Y'all got big mouths.
Y'all got big mouths, and I don't trust any of y'all. The problem is members would come into the chats like this one tonight and be like, hey, can't wait to see this. And I'm like, they're not supposed to say anything. So we can't trust anybody with this secret information. There's actually very few people that even know that this is going to happen. But again, it's going to be a big deal. And you'll know about it very, 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 very soon. I'm going to be doing a series of videos on it. That's probably going to be 8 to 10 videos. That'll be extra videos on top of our Sunday videos every week. And it's going to be really exciting. And it's going to be fun. One of the things, and this is a wee bit of a spoiler, a little bit. I feel it's very important to shout out a particular company.
I know.
And it's not for the first time. I've done this many times in the past, and I do
that I know of.
Yeah, I mean, I've done videos about it, and one of them actually has a funny story behind it. But I have shouted out this company many times, and I'm going to say it. I do believe very strongly that this is one of the best companies in our industry, period. and I'll say it to everyone's face, including mine. I'm an owner of a company in this industry, and it's better than mine. I'm co-owner with the beautiful woman sitting across from me. 50-50. Not 51-49, 50-50.
It's 50-50.
Gemco. If you know what Gemco specializes in, then you have a little bit of a sneak peek of what might be happening. I'm not saying anything. I'm not, you know, I'm not going to tell you you're right or you're wrong.
And don't be messaging and asking, because he's not allowed to tell.
And also, don't be putting it in the chat. That's just wrong. We're trying to keep this a secret. Y'all know. Even though I'm telling you, I talked to Gemco today. You know, they're a very specialized company. But seriously, I know how to do a lot of things. I don't consider myself to be an expert in anything.
You're pretty good at mostly everything, though, in some kind of a way. You can do it all. I'm just shocked.
That's all for tonight, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Electric, plumbing, hot water heaters, building stuff, helping redo the back of the barn and insulate all that crap. You're good at everything. But anyway, go ahead.
No finer words have ever been spoken by anyone in the history of mankind. But anyway, I'm not an expert of anything. I know a thing or two. Thank you for the kind words. But I do have questions about things. And that's where Gemco absolutely shines. And I feel very bad because I don't know the young lady's name. And I, just like Kid, I call everybody young lady. She said her name, but I don't remember her name. She is the person that I've talked to every time I've contacted Gemco, and she has been absolutely amazing. There's one problem with Gemco that isn't a problem, but it comes across as a problem, which is you have to call them and order. What are we in 2011? Like, it's 2025. Why would you make people do that? You go on their website. Their website looks like it was created in 1995 using that Windows upgrade. But it finally, after 12 years of dealing with this company, it finally clicked in my head why that is the way it is. Oh, she got the door open.
Yeah, she's smart like that.
It finally clicked in my head why they do it that way. And it's because they want that. She didn't tell me this. I figured this out. They want to make sure their customers get the right stuff, because the things that they sell is, the very technical things, and everything they sell, there's 20 different sizes of it, and they want to make sure that you get the right thing. And apparently it's working for them, because they're a company that's had one of the best reputations in this business for a very long time. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But I cannot speak highly enough about them. And let me just tell you this. This is the honest to God truth. This was not solicited by Gemco. They are not sponsoring our channel. They're not sponsoring this project. They had absolutely no idea I was calling today. I am not affiliated with them in any way, except for the fact that our name is on the website. And that's what Lisa was talking about earlier. That's one of the first shout outs I did for them. I did a video, which I totally ripped off of another creator. It was like 2013, maybe 14. I did a video about how to make a DIY egg tumbler out of sponge filter parts. I totally got the design from somebody else on YouTube, and I made my own video about it. And they got so many calls, Gemco did, for those parts that they decided to label those parts on the website. This is what KG Tropicals was talking about in his video. So that's cool. And so they do know me, but I'm not being paid by them. Nothing of the sort. I just believe, and I always have believed, in giving credit where credit's due. And Gemco is a fine operation. And I don't mean it's fine. I mean, they are,
Oh,
it's a fine operation.
hey,
Like,
baby kitty.
yeah, this is happening in real time. This cat is she's photobombing. That's what she's doing. Here she comes.
You're so funny.
I love Gemco. I can't speak more highly about them. If I could buy everything for my future projects from them, I would. They're great. Absolutely love Gemco. Check out their website and give them a call. And I can assure you, they won't tell you what I'm doing. Even though I didn't tell her to keep it a secret, because why would I?
Oh, they're going to call now.
If somebody called Gemco and was like, hey, I just want to know what KG Tropicals is doing, I would actually be like, yeah, we're kind of big time if people are doing that. But don't do that. That's just not cool to do that.
What are you doing? You're going to distract me.
Are you going to put her away, or are you going to... she's going to bother you the whole time, but hey, that's up to you. So anyway...
I just don't want her tail to hit the cameras. I got to go put you away.
JEHMCO.com is the website. They specialize in a lot of really obscure things for fish keeping that you wouldn't find. I mean, you could find other places, but they're going to sell the best stuff out there. We have bought so much stuff from them in the past, and I will continue to buy from them. And it's because I was on the phone with her for an hour today.
Did you get her number?
Yeah, I got it right here if you want it.
I'm just kidding.
Let me just type in my contacts, Gemco. And the reason why is because she wanted to make sure I was getting exactly what I needed. And that's great. And the cool thing is, and this is one of the few companies, I don't like calling places. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't even like when she calls me.
That's true.
Usually if she calls me, it's because her battery's dead for the third time this week. So I definitely don't like talking on the phone with her,
I
but
got a new battery today, y'all.
she had to.
I went and
Because
got it
it-
myself. I went to
Advanced.
Advanced, whatever. I said, hey, can you give me a battery, please? I have a Nissan Altima 2020 SR. He was like, is it a SL, SR? I said SR.
I don't know what it is.
It's a SR.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So, but then he got technical and was like, is it a 2-cylinder? Is it a 4-cylinder? I'm like,
They don't
thought
make
I-
a 2-cylinder.
I
What?
thought I gave you all the details.
A 2-cylinder? I said I'm in a Nissan Altima, not a John Deere tractor, garden tractor.
But anyways, I got a new battery, and I'm really happy about that. So go on. I'm sorry. I distracted you.
I don't have anything more to say other than Gemco is an amazing company. And I very, very much encourage anyone that's looking for fish keeping stuff to go there. Yeah. The funny story about her battery is her battery only died at a certain place 3 times.
I've been at the animal hospital 4 times in the last week, and the last 3 times the battery died. Only there, not the grocery store, not the gas station, not the post office. I mean, it just only at the animal hospital. And each time I had a cat sitting in the front passenger seat waiting. And the first 2 times it happened, I was like, oh, it's probably because I have the heated seats on for them. You know, maybe I forgot to turn them off. So the 3rd time I didn't turn the heated seats on. I know that's mean. And it still happened.
It's not winter.
I know, but I got to make them comfortable.
It got so bad that she would be at the vet, and if she called, I'd be like, let me grab my keys. Like, I'm not even going to answer it. I know what's getting ready to happen. But anyway, got that settled today. Did it all by yourself like a big girl. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So let's get into the thumbnail for this live stream. Again, it's not us, but that thumbnail is real. It is not AI generated. At least I don't think so. That would be weird. But the story goes like this. We do members only live streams every other week. This week is an off week. Last week, we did one. And we had 3 guests on with us. If you're watching this and you're not familiar with what we do with member streams, we bring channel members on with us, and it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of regulars. Curtis Crump is a regular. Whips World is a regular. At this point, Kevin Morley is a regular. He was on with us last week. Ted Riggs has been on 3 or 4 times. Jerry Goebel. There's a lot of people that have been on multiple times. But what we really like to do is when we have somebody on for the first time, we like to get a tour of their tanks.
Yeah.
We've had a bunch of them. I mean, everybody basically that's been on has given us a tour of their tanks. And last week, we had a first timer join us, which was a gentleman by the name of Tim Cromer. He's out of California. And it was really frustrating. Not Tim's fault, but we started the stream and I started it all wrong. I pushed the wrong button. I used the wrong software to start the stream, and we were streaming to no one. And that was really frustrating. So after like 5 minutes, I think we finally figured it out, and I had to start all over again. And so if you are a channel member, which apparently there's 15 new channel members now, thanks to Joe and Simon, we will give you a more thorough thank you momentarily. But if you're a channel member, if you go to our members page on our channel page, go to the members tab, you'll see last week's stream. There's 2 of them. One is only like 5 minutes long, and then the second one says, "Let's try this again." That's the one that was last week. And if you watch that, you would see Tim. I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean to be mean or cruel, but Tim and his wife were kind of the stars of the show last week.
Yeah.
And no offense to Ted or Kevin that were on with us, but they were enjoying the show just like we were. Tim and his wife, I'm such a horrible person. I do not recall her name. Do you recall her name?
I think it was Heather.
Maybe it was. I don't want to say it because I don't know. I don't know if you're right or not.
I feel like it was Heather at the end. I asked because I was like, Mrs. Tim, and I think he said Heather. Pretty sure.
It was hilarious how we were introduced to them, because while we were talking, doing our thing, the most horrible sound started happening.
The baby bird.
And if you've, spoiler alert, geez, thanks for ruining my story, lady.
Sorry.
She just has to get all the, anyway. The sound or the comparison I would make is if you've ever been on like a Zoom call or had your speakerphone on and you get that horrible reverb, whatever it's called, where it makes that really loud screeching sound through the microphone and it just goes and it's horrible, so loud. That's what it sounded like. And so I jokingly, during the live stream, this is all on that stream, I said, "What is that horrible sound?" Feedback, thank you, Sherry. My mind's blowing up here. And it wasn't somebody's microphone. It was Tim's wife holding a baby bird in her hand that was just going, wah, wah, wah.
Was it a parakeet?
A parakeet,
yeah,
yep.
Parakeet.
Now, there's going to be some people that even in 2025 are still really sensitive to things and probably going to take offense to this, but it got a good laugh when I said it on the member stream, so I'm going to say it again. It looked like Tim's wife was holding in her hand a pair of testicles.
Oh, yeah, because it was so new.
That's what this baby bird looked like. There was no feathers, no hair. The eyeballs weren't even open yet. It was just this brand new little baby bird that was just beep, 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 beep. And once I knew that it was a bird, it was hilarious and it didn't bother me anymore. But when it first started and I thought it was somebody's horrible feedback on their microphone, Anyway.
I just remember because she said in a few weeks with all the feathers, it'll look like a totally different bird. And I was like, oh, you'll have to bring him on the next time so we can see the difference.
And I think that's when I said, oh, it won't look like a pair of testicles anymore or something.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. And then Tim took us on a tour of his whole setup, and it was like he had tanks everywhere, like in every room, nice tanks too, and other animals, cats, dogs, birds, 4 birds from what I can recall.
That one was, how old was it? Like
43-year-old macaw parrot.
43, yep.
Right behind them. They built this whole enclosure for this parrot that was behind them. It was like being on a stream with Jack Hanna or something. I mean, it was wild because they had so many birds. Tim's wife sat down at one point and she had 2 birds on her head, the cockatiels. And I was just like, these people are insane. And it was so entertaining to watch. And that's why Kevin and Ted didn't even get all that much said. And neither did we, because the show was kind of all about them.
And that's what MTS is, because they started keeping fish tanks a year ago.
Right.
And they had that many in a year. It's crazy.
Yes. And let me verify something here real quick. The 21st, what date was that? Was that Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. Okay. So we had a lot of fun on that stream. And the weekend goes on. Monday goes on. Tuesday, I get an email. They were all big tanks. Yeah, he had a lot of big tanks that were beautiful. He had Oscars and like a South and Central American tank. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. Everything that they have.
And he did say he supported underneath.
Yeah.
Because it was a mobile home.
Yep.
Must have been like a double wide. Must have been.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that until
you wouldn't have known.
They said afterwards.
Yeah.
It just looked like a one-level house is all it looked like. But anyway, Tuesday, I get an email from Tim, and I don't know what I was doing, but it was probably something important. It was one of those things where,
So funny.
you know, when you get notifications on the front window of your phone, I've got the Capitals game score on there. It's nothing. Anyway, and then somebody ordered. Zach Tongate ordered from us.
Thanks,
But you know how you can see the first few lines of an email. And so I saw an email came through from Tim. And the first few lines said something along the lines of, I just wanted to say thank you for having us on the stream. And that's not unusual. I mean, we get those emails a lot from people, and it's really cool. And it's nice, people thanking us for being on the stream. And so that's what I thought it was. And so I was like, you know what? I'm in the middle of whatever it is I'm doing. I was probably smacking her on the butt or something. I don't know what I was doing.
No, I think I was at the vet. Because when we got back from you jump starting the car, you were like, you're not going to believe this. And I was like, I read the email, I know.
You're right. I think I got the email before you left, though, but it was a little bit before I checked it, is my point. I was doing something, and I was like, I'll look at that when I get back to my computer. I don't like doing email through my phone. I just don't. If I'm going to type out an email, I don't like doing it through my phone, because then you're too short and it's like you're texting, and I don't know. I can tell when somebody emails me from their phone, and I don't like it. But
I do that.
You don't email me. You've never emailed me, except for when we first started dating. That's how we communicated. She didn't have texting in 2009.
So, anyway, I email people, though, from my phone.
Well, yeah, even though I just bought you that fancy computer. Anyway, listen. I got back to my computer, and I read the email, pulled it up. And that's not what the email was. I mean, he did say that. He said, thank you for having us on the stream. But I also want to tell you this. And he had several, like 3 or 4 photographs. And I instantly knew what it was. You know, you see the picture pop up below the message. I use a Mac because I'm smart. And I could see, I recognized it immediately, what was going on in this photo. And it's the photo that is the thumbnail of this live stream today. Everything we just talked about perished in a fire. On Tuesday, I believe he emailed me the day it happened because he was a couple hours away and wasn't able to go home yet. I think he just needed to vent to somebody.
And they're 3 hours behind us.
Right.
Too.
There's that too.
Yeah.
The birds, the baby bird, the fish tanks. He has had 2 dogs. One did not make it, which was the one. It's actually that dog.
2 didn't make it. 1 did.
Is that what it was?
We got to meet so many of them on the.
Well, we met the one that looked like a Chihuahua. That's the only one I remember. Dog.
We didn't see every animal.
Well, I know.
That's the thing. Like, there were 3 cats, I think.
One of them's name was Stupid, which was hilarious because she used to have a cat named Stupid.
And we met one of them on the stream.
We met one of the cats. We met one of the dogs. Looked like a long-haired Chihuahua. At least had the long hair coming out of the ears. So it looked like maybe a Pomeranian Chihuahua mix or whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Very adorable dog. And that one is the one I believe that did not make it. It's in the thumbnail for that live stream. I didn't notice that until I came on here tonight, that it was the YouTube generic thumbnail that they put together has that dog in it, and Tim and his wife. He did. I'm not going to read his email, but we emailed back and forth a couple times, and he did say, he gave me like the list of what made it and what didn't. And strangely enough, just like the family we went to in South Carolina, Jerry and her family, the only thing that survived was a pleco. And with Tim, I think the only fish that survived was a pleco.
It's crazy.
I
think it was in the Oscar tank or something.
I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know where it was. But that little baby bird, even, just getting started, and the 43-year-old macaw.
I mean, all of them. The little kitten they just rescued, and
oh, we did see that little kitten. We saw 2 cats. We saw that one and Stupid.
yeah, it was really sad. And a lot of fish.
Something that is very eerie about it. Tim was explaining to us the story behind him getting that macaw. The macaw is older than he is. And he told us the story that there was an elderly man who had that bird for decades, like 40 years, and had gotten to the point where he couldn't take care of the bird anymore.
Yeah.
And so he was looking for a new owner for the bird, and Tim adopted the bird, and now, he had the bird. And then sometime later, I don't know when it was, that old man that owned the parrot died in a house fire.
And he was happy that he saved the bird or something, right? Because the bird was with him, so it didn't, end up going that route with the other owner. That is so crazy.
It's weird how this world works. And what, so here's the thing. I don't know what to say. And I emailed Tim back when he first told me about this. And I was like, dude, I am at a complete loss. I am not, I shouldn't say I'm not good. I'm good at consoling people. But in this particular situation, it shocked me. I've obviously nowhere near as much as them, but it was like, we were just on the stream with y'all. It's too much. And I didn't know what to say. And I still don't. I don't know what to say about this. I don't have some long drawn out thing to say because
And they have 3 kids.
Yeah. And no people were hurt in this. So that's a positive thing. And they did have somewhere to go. They're staying at one of his parents, one of their parents' place. I don't know whose it is. And so they're going to start over. I mean, I have not spoke to him. It's just been through email.
One thing you can do is I just answered some people's questions. The GoFundMe link is in the description of the live stream. If you go on it, you can read whatever. You can read the story.
Does it have the pictures on there?
But he describes, it's described more in there. So like if whatever John's missing, you can hear from their, mouth what they lost and everything too. So that way you can, you can read it yourself on their GoFundMe if you have questions about certain things, I guess.
It's so sad. And I know I can speak for Lisa here too. I worry about that so much.
It is definitely, it's one of my biggest fears. I worry about it sleeping, like being asleep and not being able to get to all the animals at one time. This happened to them during the day. And I'm thinking, if they had been there, one of them or something, I don't know. Because I know how I would be. I would want to keep going in and getting my animals out. And that could have hurt them. But at the same time, maybe more animals would have been saved and them safe too. But I just know first instinct I would have been in there, and that could have been life-threatening.
There's a lot of, the cat channel that you watched all the time died trying to save cats.
The cat rescue up in New York, he did not stop going in to get those cats.
I would be the exact same way.
Passed.
I would do the exact same thing. Of course, you go back, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and every year we were together before then, the first priority would be all of the human beings out of the house.
Yeah.
And then none of y'all are allowed to go back in, but I'm going back in for the dogs and the cats, and I'm not going to scoop up fish, but
I know that's a tough one because what are you going to do? You can't just pick a fish up and walk out with it.
No. It is something I am absolutely terrified of. I think about it all the time. I think about it too much, actually. And I'm not talking about Tim's situation. I'm talking about all the time. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll start thinking about that, and I can't stop obsessing over it.
I know it's one of those things. I'll have anxiety and start unplugging everything in the kitchen before I go to bed, like the microwave and the toaster and the coffee maker. Because I watch TV and I see that these things happen on shows and in real life. And
Pat's house.
Oh yeah.
Pat lost the dog and his fish.
My aunt's house burned down when I was younger. She lost everything.
The worst thing, obviously the priority is human beings. But it's I know I'm going to sound so soft here, but it's like the animals, they don't know what's going on. And it's just so sad when you think about that. Yeah, it's terrible. And I don't know what more to say about it other than what I said in the title. Hold your loved ones close. And my original title was Because You Never Know. But then I got rid of the because you never know part because you wouldn't have been able to see that anyway because you only see the first few words of a title. But hold your loved ones close because you never know.
Adriana has a very good question. Was the fire started from something from an aquarium?
No, it was what they believe, and this may have changed, but it was an accidental turning on of one of the burners on the stove.
That's exactly what happened at Jerry's house too.
Yep. One of those things where there was something sitting on the stove and then the burner button was hit unknowingly and then she left, just like Jerry. She left to go to the store.
Something on the stove, I guess, and it hit it. See, I never set anything on the stove. Never. You know, it's like, it's always on the counter. I never set anything on the stove. I'm not saying anything about them like, oh, they should have known better or anything, but I think it's just, I've always worried about that, so that's why I never have done that. But
it's that would be such an easy mistake to make, though.
Yeah.
You're in a hurry and you just, and they've got young kids and
I always worry about the stove because I've known you and Kenzie, like CJ, y'all have left the burner on before and not turned it off.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely done that.
To sit something on the stove because somebody had accidentally forgot to turn off the stove, that's going to cause a fire. So I'm just really paranoid about that kind of thing.
Particularly gas stoves. And I know gas cooking, everybody loves it because that's what Gordon Ramsay uses. And I know gas stoves are awesome, but they scare the hell out of me. And I believe Jerry's situation and Tim's situation are both gas stoves. That open flame, that's a different thing.
Do they have those in mobile homes? I guess you can have anything you want.
Maybe I could be wrong. I thought he said, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Does it really matter? It doesn't matter. But gas stoves scare me. Having an open flame, like I don't like any gas appliances. Our heat pump for one of our systems in our house is gas and I hate it. But it's one of those where the heat pump and the condenser are both outside. So side of the house can burn up. That's fine. But the rest of it, I don't know.
Jason said something. He said, my girlfriend left the dryer on and it went up in flames while we were at work. Is our dryer going to be okay?
It's going to be fine.
Did you fix that?
No.
Are you sure?
I would remember if I pulled the dryer out.
Are you sure it's going to be okay?
Yes.
Can I use it?
I would rather you didn't until I fix it.
Okay.
Her cats broke the dryer vent. And
because they need to be in the back of the barn.
Well, anyway. So, yeah, that's the story. And it's terrible. I wish I knew what more to say. But I guess I'm not good at knowing what to say in a situation like that. I feel so bad. I feel bad for them, but I really like my things that I have. I like all of my collectibles and all of my Superman stuff and bobbleheads and Funko Pops, and I love all of those things. A lot of them I got as gifts, and so they have special meaning, but they're just things. Yeah. We have a TV and computers, and they're just things. And though it would be inconvenient to have to replace all of the furniture and but they're just things.
You can't replace lives.
The animals would drive me insane if it were to happen to me. I don't know what else to say about it. So, if you're a thoughts and prayers person, send them out to Tim and his wife, and all of the lost beautiful souls in that, because I don't know what else to say about it. But fire scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Really.
And this is the time of year. Y'all have to be very careful and be very aware. It's not just sitting something on the stove. It's like, when it starts getting cold, heaters and, all of that stuff, whether it's a kerosene heater, a plug-in heater, heaters that have to work a little bit more in your fish tanks.
Kerosene heaters have killed a lot of people.
Yeah, well, a lot of heaters do, and a lot of things do. So just, be very careful.
If you want to see some really cool aquariums and some really cool animals and a couple of really cool people, and you're a channel member, watch that stream from last week. It's kind of, I don't want to watch it.
I don't know. I can't watch it again now, knowing that.
In fact, I might delete that. I feel like that would be inappropriate. Don't you think?
No, because
maybe
it's
they want to see it.
something they can look back on. Maybe there's a way to give them that so they can have it without it being something they have to be a member of, because they have something to look back on.
Yeah. Anyway, let's try to lighten things up here a little bit. Finsanity and Simon, as I talked about earlier, 10 gifted memberships from Joe and 5 from Simon. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for that. Really appreciate it. Kaylin Shepard.
Thank you.
Fishy people, sorry I'm late. Just added 2 Shark Pro 900s to my 125. Now it has those and a Fluval FX6.
Nice.
Well, boy, Hardy, that is one beautifully filtered 125. Wow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a speck of anything moving around in that tank. Excellent choices, by the way. K-Zack with the $10 super chat. I speak English for a living. Sidetrack, your giant tank. Oscars are cool, but opinion on Red Devils?
Oh.
They get too big for that tank, or do you not like their aggression?
What?
Do you see the size of this tank, K-Zack? That is 360 gallons of glorious water right there. Don't you dare tell me that's not big enough for Red Devils.
Wow.
Red Devils aren't in there. Pardon my language, because Red Devils are assholes.
They are. They're beautiful, though.
They're the most gorgeous fish you'll ever see. But we have had some negative experiences with it. That doesn't mean they're all bad. But there's a lot of stories out there about Red Devils.
If we let them have their own tank to themselves, they would have been perfectly fine.
They are spectacular, Red Devils, when they get some size to them. They just look like a fireblood when they're babies. They're not impressive as baby fish. And they really change too. If you look at Oscars, why do we always talk about Oscars? But an Oscar as a baby looks exactly the same as an Oscar as a grown-up. It's just bigger. Red Devils completely transform the way they look. Kind of like flower horns, except they don't get that big, ugly, and yes, I said ugly, big nutsack on their head like flower horns do. I'll say it to your face that is ugly. You going to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, then what are you showing it to me for?
Because
you want me to talk about it?
No. Yeah, I want to talk about it. Because I made a mistake.
Did you, though?
I had to have. It's my fault. I'm going to show the picture. if I can find it again. This, oh, well, it's not going to let me. This is my fault. Can you see it?
Yep.
A few weeks ago, one of my Oscars jumped out when I opened the lid up to feed, the Oscar tank. These Oscars are like that big. And he jumped up and he went onto the floor. And I was like, oh, crap. After the struggle, I finally got him back in there and everything. The back of your tank, you're given things when you buy lids. There's plastic pieces. What do you call them?
Did you not put them on?
I did not put it on one section.
I don't know what they're called, but
they're not on the two end sections where I have my aqua.
Oh,
clear.
between the filter and the end of the. Oh, okay. Okay.
And he found a way out and jumped out, and he must have jumped up on top of the lid and came forward, because obviously he didn't go and jump behind the tank and come all the way around, because I found him right over here in front of your tank. And he was stuck to the floor, wet still, but dry. And the cats didn't bother him. Actually, when I came in, Carl was just looking at it like, why aren't you moving? But it was my lemon Oscar, the solid yellow one. And it was the smallest of the four. The other three are bigger than he was. So, yeah, that happened. So it was my fault. If you have a fish tank and you get the plastic things, use them. Don't be dumb like me.
I did that with my arowanas. I had one arowana, remember? I even did a video about it. I had an arowana jump out. Same kind of thing. The smallest of gaps.
So weird.
In the back. I don't know what these fish's problems are. Arowanas, everybody knows arowanas are dumb and they jump and they're just trying to kill themselves all the time. I've never heard of Oscars doing that.
But you know
though.
what I was thinking? I'm wondering if he was instigated. Like maybe Carl was sitting up there like, hey, and he jumped up to... I mean, I've never seen Carl put his paw in the water or anything, but I do know he gets up on top of the tanks, because I'll see little paw prints on the glass going down the front of the glass.
It's like he's trying to clean the glass.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's possible the Oscar was instigated to jump out to Carl. I don't know, but it was my fault.
Well, you know what? Don't beat yourself up over it. Bikers are notorious for unaliving themselves. Yeah, I know. But for them, though, they're at least trying to go up to get air. Arowanas are just dumb, and they just jump for no reason. In the wild, they do that to get food. I mean,
that Oscar thought Carl was going to feed it. I don't know.
I don't know. But that's a good point, though, because these two idiots, they come half out of the tank when you feed them.
They scare the crap out of me, but
they do it real slow.
They're too fat now to really jump up out of the tank. They just come up about this much.
It's just a slow motion.
Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah. Stupid Oscars.
Yeah.
Maybe it wanted to eat Carl. It's possible. I mean, there's a lot of eating there if you wanted to consume that fat cat.
Yeah.
Simon Nichols with the $10 super chat from Australia. To change the subject, thank you. I just realized I've been following you guys for 10 years.
What?
I got back into the hobby in 2015. Joey was the first channel. That's a story that's been told a million times. Then KG Tropicals, and then Corey. I've been a member for over a year.
Wow.
That's awesome, Simon.
Awesome, Simon. That's awesome. Glad you're back.
Anytime I ever hear my name before Corey's, it's a beautiful thing.
It's so funny.
It's always behind Joey.
Yeah,
and rarely behind Corey. But if it ever is, can't wait till I talk to him again. I'm going to say, hey, guess what I heard? No, I'm joking, of course.
Dennis McElvey gifted 5 KG Tropicals memberships. Thank you, Dennis. You're awesome. We appreciate you, all of you. And then Walter Knight also gifted 5 KG Tropicals memberships. Thank you very much. You're so sweet.
Yes, thank you all so very much. Whatever ended up happening to that fish store that burned down a couple of years back, I have no idea. You remember that one?
I do. It was in North Carolina, too. It was right before we moved here. And
I think it was Southern North Carolina, I think.
Yeah. And I remember because we shared their GoFundMe.
Yeah.
But we never followed up with them. I just remember there was emails. They had emailed a few times or whatever saying thank you for doing that.
I do remember that. It was like the daughter of the owner or something like that.
I'll have to find out. I'd like to know.
Yeah,
if
shame
they
on
ever
me.
Rebuilt.
Shame on me for not knowing that. And that's not the first fish store that we didn't know them. We just heard the story and I felt like sharing it because I hate to hear stories like that. But you remember Gordon's burnt down.
Yes.
That was in Tappahannock, Virginia. And we never ended up going to the new place, but they relocated.
I was just glad Gordon survived it.
Yeah.
That was the sulcata turtle. Well, sulcata. Did I say it right?
I knew what you were saying. Everybody knew what you were saying. I say sulcata.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same thing you just said.
Yeah.
Can we get a profile on them black line tetras? Yeah. They're awesome. What more do you need to know? Rowdy
They're
builds.
big. I love them.
They are awesome. I mean, I've been doting on these fish for months now. I would love to make a video about them, and I will.
I actually have a video that I started of rescaping the tank and cleaning up some of the valve and adding a few other plants and taking the cory cats out. I do have a video started for that. I just need to finish it after I clean the plants up again. Because I started the video 2 months ago.
That angel with the orange head is looking over at me and he's like, hey, are you kidding me with this?
Yeah.
The plants are out of control. It looks glorious.
I don't like
But the angels
too
are
much
like,
now
well,
again.
you just got to get rid of the ones in the front there.
The plants will stop growing. It's like so much. I can't keep them from, like, they just constantly grow and I have to constantly cut them back. Even, I took the wood out too, look.
I know.
And
It
that
just
was a
filled
big
in.
piece of wood.
That wisteria is giant now.
I know, crazy. Crazy, crazy. Oh, speaking of wisteria, we got more plants in, everybody.
We did. We did indeed. Yeah, quite a few that we were completely out of before, and it drives me crazy because they're our best sellers. Kazak again, $50. Are you out of your mind? What are you doing here today? Good grief.
Thank you.
For one, thank you for showing the 300. 360, again with the insulting the size. You know it's all about size, Kazak. Come on now.
Isn't mine a 300?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a 360, okay? I expect you to remember that from now on.
Mine was supposed to be bigger than his, but for some reason it ended up being smaller. You
got exactly what you wanted.
I know, but what I really wanted was to have the biggest tank in the fish room. That was my goal. And I just needed a couple more inches, but you made sure I didn't get it. You were like,
oh God, what are you doing to me right now, lady? Ollie couldn't give me an extra couple this lady is embarrassing me right now. No, do you really think I was going to let you have the biggest tank in this room?
I know.
Get out of here with that nonsense. Maybe someday we'll have an even bigger tank and we can share that one, the one in the middle, maybe someday. Who knows? But anyway, Kazak said, I have a 75 with 3 predatory fins blood parrots. Awesome. Love Rod and Kevin. I enjoy the aggression, but their mouths can't cause damage. I guess the question is, are wave makers needed for... I'm not laughing at you, Kazak. I'm not, I promise. It's just hilarious because your question is so far off from what your statement was. It's making me laugh, and I'm a bad person because of that. I guess the question is, are wave makers needed for 4-foot plus cichlid tanks? For blood parrots, I would say no.
Yeah.
Because, they're just big, slow, kind of lazy, really cool. I'm not talking trash about them. I love blood parrots.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. And as far as their mouths not causing damage, that's hilarious to me because they try. It's that red devil or Midas or whatever it is that they have in them. I've seen blood parrots like chase other fish and they try so hard, but all they're doing is kissing them. It's hilarious. But you're right. I've never seen a blood parrot actually do any damage to fish. But wave makers are good for tanks that have fish in them that love a lot of flow. Most of your South Central American aren't going to be that way. They're not going to love that. Blood parrots are hybrids. That doesn't make any difference. It's not that they hate current, but wave makers, circulation pumps are for, in my opinion, really big tanks, which 75s are not. 75 is a great size. I love 75s. We got 2 of them right there. But not really big enough to require one. But a 360, not 300, and 240s, yeah, especially with African cichlids. African cichlids love that water movement. They love that current. Blood parrots, not so much. Just blow them away and stress them out is all that would end up doing. Kalen Shepard with the $5 super chat. I like how Cichlid Charmer trained his Oscar to bump the spoon to get his food. I have not seen that, but I love that. That must be the video. And shame on me. I didn't end up watching it, but I had it filed away back here that I wanted to watch it, and I will tonight. But he texted me about his absolute obsession with Oscars now. And I think he credited me for that, but he was texting me like, oh my God, I never realized how cool Oscars are. And he probably right around that time that he put up that video. So that's probably where his love for Oscars started. I found Corey first and Joey after you, John. True story. Ah, well then I'll definitely be bragging to old Mullen about that. That's a story that doesn't get told. It is very common for people nowadays. When we were going to Aquashellas all the time, it was like we could almost say it before people would even say. They would come up to us and they would say, I watch you, I watch Aquarium Co-op, I watch Primetime Aquatics. Boom, boom, boom. Those 3. It was never stopped. But everybody finds Joey first. I mean, because he's got so much content out there. He's the biggest. I still call him the biggest in our community. No disrespect to anyone else. It's just.
Oh, he did kind of set the bar.
Well, there's different levels to this. You have entertainment channels, which there's several out there that are very good and just completely annihilating YouTube and doing great. Joey's channel is more of an educational channel, like ours, like Corey's, like Primetime.
Bless you.
Oh, my least favorite thing to do in my life. I usually say horrible words.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to hold myself back, though.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing to sneeze on a live stream in front of 48,000 people.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Do I have any snot hanging out?
Oh, gosh. Right.
That's humiliating.
Right here. John.
What was I? What was I saying?
Kidding.
Almost all stories start with Joey. But If you go to YouTube right now and you just type in aquarium, you're going to see a lot of stuff. But you will almost always see Aquarium Co-op before you do us. Wonder why? Maybe, first of all, his channel's huge. And second of all, aquarium is in the name.
That's pretty smart.
That's very smart. But yeah, you know what? I can speak for Joey because I know him well. I can speak for Corey because I know him well. And Jason, I know him better than anybody. Every single person that I just mentioned and all other YouTubers would not care. Like, doesn't matter. Watch everybody's stuff. It's awesome. We all, you know.
It's good to have different opinions. Some are the same, and that doesn't mean that it's copying it. It's just you're allowed to have the same opinion as people, and you're allowed to have different opinions than people too. It's okay. That's what makes everybody unique.
Well, you know, some are not good though.
Well, there's bad info out there. Trust me, there's a lot of bad info, but if you do enough digging and you watch enough, you'll figure it out. I think figure it out.
There is a channel, and I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. You can't stop me because
what are you
you
doing?
have no. I am going to trash talk another YouTube channel. I'm doing it today.
Oh, no.
And I'll say it right to your face. I'll say it to everyone's face.
Do I know
And I
him?
don't no.
Ah,
It's the one I showed you the other day that drives me insane.
ah.
And I don't even know. Okay, so now the YouTube algorithm is set up specifically for my tastes, of course. When I type in aquarium, just aquarium, I see Mark Davis first, and then I see Joey, Mark, Cafaro, some idiot AI channel, KG Tropicals, Aqua Pros,
Wait.
Tanks
are
for
you
Nothing.
It's in the feed thing?
I'm on YouTube. I just searched aquariums, but I want to find the thing that pissed me off the other day.
'Cause I'm looking at it, and the first one is KG Tropicals.
Well, you are KG Tropicals, so that would make sense.
Tazawa Tanks. Keeping Fish Simple.
Why don't we say his name right? How about Tazawa? Let's say it right. You know,
Aqua Pros.
out of respect.
MJ Aquascaping. MD Fish Tanks.
There's this idiot. Let me tell you what I hate. This is what I hate. I hate that. Could you see what I was doing? And I'm seeing an idiot right now doing that. And he's holding a great white shark in a bag.
That one. Yeah, you
So
did show
stupid.
me that.
What are you, 9 years old?
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was
sorry.
dumb.
That's not the one that pisses me off. I was just talking trash there. That dude that I just described is playing the game. And even though I hate his thumbnail and probably hate his video, I got to respect the game because he's playing the game. That's what he's doing. I can't find it now. There was a particular channel. Oh, you want to know the channel I like? I'm going to say this real quick. Rock Hill Aquatics. I'm going to shout that channel out.
Why? Who are they?
You don't know him.
I'm gonna
You've
look.
probably seen his channel.
I'm gonna look.
His fish channel. I was a fan of that guy for a while before I even knew he had fish tanks. Wow, Jamie's putting a lot of thumbnails of her in bathing suits on here. Goodness gracious.
Who's Jamie?
Aquarium Info. Again, no disrespect. Play the game. Do what you do. That woman and her husband are absolutely murdering YouTube.
I remember
And-
when we met her, and she was like, she had 4,000 subscribers, and she was so giddy about taking a selfie with me.
And now she has 6 million.
I know, it's so funny. I was like, oh my God.
I can't find this channel now. I was on my computer in the house, so I'm sure it's different. But daggone it, I really want to find it because I do want to say this channel by name. Because I think that they need to be ridiculed and picked on. This is why Jamie and her husband are doing so well, because every third video is an Aquarium Info video. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's not the style of video that I like to watch, but she's absolutely, anybody that criticizes her and what her and her husband are doing, well, they're just dumb and they don't know anything, because their channel is awesome. And we've thought that since way back in the day. I can't find this and it's going to make me mad. So let me try to explain what this was while I continue to scroll through here. I don't remember why I was searching for this, or I wasn't searching for this, but I don't know what it was that I was doing. But I typed in aquarium on YouTube and I was just scrolling through. Oh, here's a copycat of aquarium info. And the video has 27 million views. Yikes. Here it is. Found it. Okay. Let me do this.
Oh no, what are you doing?
I mean, we haven't gotten into enough trouble from talking about YouTube on our live streams. Why don't we just do it again?
You mean you want to just talk crap about a channel? Didn't we get in trouble last time and lost a lot of whatever? And
Yeah, I don't care.
We didn't lose anything. But
I don't care.
worth it anyways.
So
Oh, that's what you did. Oh, the colorful fish.
you remember I showed this to you.
Yeah.
Cute Fish is the name of this channel. Let me see if when I scrolled through the other day, I mean, come on with this left to die with the guy's probably making videos for 6-year-olds. Okay, I'm not going to give that guy a hard time. See, there's a guy who really knows what he's doing, that Tanner Serpa fella. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to find any more. And here we go again with the oh, I'm sorry, but there's another one. Cute Fish. You're thinking to yourself, that's the same thumbnail, John. No, it's not. That stupid channel does the same thumbnail over and over and over again. And every one of their stupid videos that they do is stupid. I'm going to tell you what they do.
Are they AI? So many channels are just AI now.
I don't know.
Everything's AI. I hate it because I see it on cat channels now and I'm like, oh, it drives me crazy. I want to see real cats, not fake cats.
I think the AI babies are hilarious.
Oh, yeah, they're
That's
kinda
like
cute.
baby Joe Rogan and baby Theo Vaughn and baby Shane Gillis and stuff.
Yeah, they're...
Hilarious. Baby Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? So funny.
Oh, yeah, I like all the baby ones. And the way they make fun of each other and stuff, they are funny.
But this stupid channel, Cute Fish, I'm not afraid to call this channel stupid because it's a stupid channel.
What's it called? What's the name of it?
Cute Fish is the stupid channel that I'm talking about.
Oh.
They do the same thing in every video.
I
It's
gotta Google them real quick.
two people holding up their stupid hands, holding a bunch of rainbow colored stupid fish that are obviously not really that color. They, by way of Photoshop or whatever, make these skirt tetras look like whatever, pink and green, and make them look like glowfish.
But they're fake. They're like toys.
But the thumbnail is only one very tiny minor part of the problem. The problem is what the content is. I'm not kidding you here, folks. Watch it if you don't believe me, because 10 million people have watched this one from 3 months ago. You know the plastic Easter eggs that your parents used to leave laying around and you had to go find them and you pop them open and they have a little piece of whatever inside of them? They take those stupid little plastic eggs, they put a drop of water in them, and then they put a fish in those stupid eggs. And then they close it up and they put it on the ground and they walk around with a cooler making believe that they're stumbling upon these eggs and opening them up and there's little fish in there that are like laying sideways, practically dry because there's only this much water in there. It's absolutely torture to these fish, and they're doing it and they're getting 10 million views. I realize I'm the old man in the room. I get it. People get mad at me. They make fun of me for being the old grumpy man. But I can't with these people. And I can't stand copycats. So this guy, I'm not going to say his name because he has a video with 74 million views. So he could probably shut my channel down. But God, he looks like such an idiot on this thumbnail. I'm getting to the point where I despise YouTubers. I despise YouTube. Not because of what my friends are doing and all, but because of these idiots. And AI thumbnails, which I'm guilty of sometimes. But I'm not going to make my AI thumbnail me like this with a great white in a little box in the middle of the desert. I just hate that kind of junk. And what it is, and I can respect the game. It's people doing what works to get tons of views. Some idiot standing there with they're not even doing it. The hands are photoshopped in there, holding all of these colorful fish. If you go to that stupid channel, Cute Fish is a stupid channel. You go to that channel, every single video is that way. And every single video is the same thing. It starts with them holding a cooler, and then they go around and they pick up these eggs, and they crack the eggs open, and there's fish in them. Guppies, tetras. And they put in these little sound effects that go, wow, and pow, 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 all this stupid stuff. God, it drives me crazy. And that's all I have to say about that. Because I am not in the job of, I'm not in the business of making people hate me, folks. I'm really not. People just do that naturally, and a lot of times I deserve it, and that's fine. But
you're honest. That's all.
I just can't. I can't tolerate this nonsense. And to be honest, I needed something to get me away from the.
I think it's okay to not have a filter sometimes and not sugarcoat stuff and be all. I mean, you don't want to call somebody a rude name or be 100% offensive like that straight up, but being honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest.
I made fun of the guy with the great white. He's probably got a great channel, and his thumbnails are just stupid. I don't know. He gets way more views than me, and that's fine. I'm not in a competition with anybody. That was just breaking balls. But what I can't tolerate is people that will torture these animals. It's no different than the idiots putting the fish down the water slide. I mean, like, this is, you're torturing these fish to get views on YouTube so that the little kids will see it and they'll be like, look at that. And it's, oh my God, I can't believe they found a fish in that little egg in the middle of the woods. Wow. It's like, oh God, I hate it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And that's what I hate about it. I can be the grumpy old man and complain about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Except to just say I hate it.
Yeah, talking about animal abuse.
People don't care when it's fish.
But this has been a week for animal abuse.
Yeah.
So.
Let me get through some of these super chats because we're very behind, and then you can tell that story because you're going to need to. Finsanity with the $2 super chat. Have you folks got a plant order in? I believe he was asking the crowd the chat, 48,000 people.
48,000, yeah.
And then he said, is the website updated with the new plants? It is. There's not new plants. There is new inventory of plants that we already had.
Yeah.
We didn't get everything because we order from multiple different places, and we only got an order in from one place. But there you go. Brent Russell. Am I late? I'm late. What's up? Pay people. Was that supposed to be party people, Brent?
Yeah, because he corrected it.
There is Waterbox. Haven't seen that name in a long time, except for the email the other day. Hey, John and Lisa. I hope all's been going well. It's going very well. It's good to see you back. And, everybody always comes back. I did. I left for a year and a half. I came back, and then she joined up with me, and away we went. We've all needed to take those breaks, but he's been out for a while though, Waterbox. But that's cool to see somebody pop up that we haven't seen in a long time. Simon Nichols, bless you with the $2 Australian again. Simon, it's getting to be too much. You're sending us too much money here. You got to stop. I'm saying that being silly. You know I appreciate it. That's very much appreciated. Kazak, speaking of sending too much money, Kazak again with the $10. Off topic, your beard is like mine. Do you line it up yourself or do you have a barber? Tell us. I do it myself. I refuse to go to a barber. And it's just because I have never once in my life been to a barber to trim my beard because I just do it myself. I bought one of those Brio kits and I use a 9, a 6, and a 3, and there you go. That's what I do. And it's time. I gotta do it again. But
it's the perfect length right now. I don't like when you do it too short.
Well,
and that's all I got to say about that.
I wish I could get the point going, but I've never been able to get the Kratos going. And don't get me started on that Jason Adams. His beard just flat pisses me off because it looks so good. And he just does through the whole podcast. He just does this all the time. And I'm just like, you jerk. But if I let it go much past this, it starts to drive me crazy. So I have to stop. I have to cut it short again.
That could drive me crazy too.
She's a professional at that. Whips World, member for 24 months. It was because of Thursday night when it was Corey, then you, then James / Fishroom Fever and Ed, then Ed and James Fishroom Fever in that order. I remember those days. Those were the days. Those were the days where it was not uncommon for us to have like 700 people watching our stream. And it was like, hey, this is fun.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot.
And then it stopped. We still very much appreciate however many people.
Absolutely.
I mean, we got 48,000 now. So I wonder if people watch this on replay and they really think, like, wow, 48,000. So Kazak, are you kidding me? Good Lord, with another $50 super chat. This is out of control. How many Pictus? You're not allowed to do that. How many Pictus cat in the 20-gallon hot? Joking. Real talk. Where will fish keeping be in 5 years, in your and Lisa's opinion?
In our fish room or in fish keeping?
Fish keeping in general.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I hope it blows up again.
Well, that would be nice.
I hope people get in and stay in more. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't mean like, oh, I hope we have another, 2020 happen and bad, for bad reasons. I don't want that. I think it would be really cool if something like a Finding Nemo movie came out that is, you know what I mean? It drives people to want to buy more fish and do the right thing and research and do all that, but have more people get into the hobby.
Well, I think I sure would love for you to be right there. I really hope. This hobby goes in waves. I've talked about it a million times, and it's not just the amount of people that are in it. I think there is a little bit of burnout with social media right now. It's down as far as social media goes. There was times where Joey was pulling 10 million views a month, and those days are over for educational channels like Joey, and for Aquarium Info pulling way more than that. because she's making a completely different kind of content
It's because
than
kids watch her.
Right.
The builds and stuff.
and what she does. And I always want to credit her husband too, because he's the editor and the genius behind a lot of it. And I think he deserves a lot of credit. But she's creating content, for a completely different audience than we are.
Yeah.
And that's going to help, because the people that are watching Aquarium Info and that other channel that looked like a total copycat of her, same colors and everything, except it was just a dude. Those young people that are watching their videos, that's going to be people that hopefully someday will come into this hobby. And so I do think it'll grow. I don't know if there's going to be another boom as far as social media goes, because I just think there's so much of it now. When we started on social media, there was like 12 YouTube channels talking about fish, and now there's like 12 million. And that's fine. I'm not trying to complain about that, but it's so overly saturated that I think, it really has no choice but a lot of the creators to start phasing out and it become a little bit more subdued as far as the volume of people creating content, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the right wording. And I'm not saying this so that we make more money, but hopefully social media rebounds as far as fish keeping goes. But I can tell you, and you, Kazak, you come back. I don't know if we're still going to be live streaming. I don't know what we're going to be doing 5 years from now. We'll still be doing this, but I don't know if we'll be live streaming on Friday nights. I don't know what's going to be happening, but you come back in 5 years. And if I'm wrong, I will pay you that $50 back 5 years from now.
You got it on the stream. It's proof.
You got receipts, Kazak. What's popular today will not be popular then. And what I mean by that, when we started on YouTube, African cichlids were everything.
Oh, yeah.
Every channel on YouTube that was making videos about fish keeping had African cichlids in them. I mean, there were so many. They were so popular. That's how Jay got his start. That's how we got our start. That's how Ben Ochart started. There was African Cichlid Hub. There were so many channels that were solely focused on African cichlids. Now, not so much. African cichlids are always going to be popular, but they're not at the top of the heap anymore. They've kind of gone down. And for a while there, it was monster fish were everything. And for a while, discus had a really good run. Now it's nano community fish, planted aquariums, aquascaping. That's what's at its peak right now. But it will come back down. They'll always be popular, but it won't be the most popular thing. Something else is going to take its place. What is that going to be? I don't know. But it's going to veer off to something else. Maybe it's going to be African cichlids again. Maybe it's going to be betas. I don't know.
Yeah, because betas had a run there for a while too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Fish keeping as a whole, you have all of the different groups of people, the monster fish people, the cichlid people, the planted people, the guppy people, and whatever. That's always going to be a thing. And so all fish are still, always going to be popular, but there's always going to be something that's at the top. Right now, it's those community fish. 5 years from now, it'll probably be something completely different. That I can promise you. Well, I can't say probably, because I just bet you $50, Kazak. So $50 bet, it will not be planted community fish that are the most popular thing ever. They'll still be popular. Something else is going to take its place, though. And hopefully social media makes a rebound. Simon Nichols again. I can't order from your website, so I pay you any way I can. Oh, well, that's so cool of you. That is very nice. I hope you understand. I was just being silly when I said you're out of control, even though it's true. You're out of control. I hope your wife's not mad at me. But no, that's very cool of you, and we appreciate it very much. And then you did it again, one more time, another Australian $5, which I'm pretty sure is like $370 American. The water changes 3 times a week seems to be helping for my Oscar's hole in the head.
Good. I'm so glad.
That's a beautiful thing.
That is good. That clean water will help. That's for sure.
Water changes is the best medicine. Michael Nunley. Hey guys, I've been watching you for years from your previous house. I only have one aquarium for 25 years and I'm studying channels to set up an aquascape. There's something to be said about somebody that can control themselves to only have one tank. I respect that. I think that's awesome because I don't know anyone except for David that only has one aquarium. It seems like everybody loses their minds and goes crazy and gets a whole bunch of them. So to only have one for 25 years, that's impressive. And then he came in again with the $2. I'm doing this for my wife who passed away 30 days. Is that 30 days ago? Oh, Lord.
So sad.
I'm so sorry about that. Goodness, we've been talking about a lot of that kind of thing tonight. It's been a very sad night.
Sorry about your wife.
Very sorry to hear that. Kazak again with another $10 for crying out loud. Let's go buy a new vehicle with this guy's money. I'll never ask for money back. You're 100% right. Trends change. Put a squid in your saltwater tank. Is squid in tanks a thing?
Oh.
I don't think it's a thing, but octopi are. No, my saltwater tank is shut down.
Yeah.
It's shut down, and it's becoming a freshwater tank.
Yes.
I've been talking about that for months, and still haven't done it. But it's because I'm working on something really big right now. Tell the story about these people that you hate.
I don't know who I hate. That's the problem. What he's talking about is Wednesday, I took Gerald, that's my cat, the one that, when we moved here, gosh, I feel like to tell a story, I got to tell another story to get to the story I need to tell. But when we moved here, there were 2 cats left behind by the previous owners, and they were outdoor cats. They weren't like, their pet cats inside. They were just like stray cats outside. One had been fixed already because it had been owned by the previous owners, and just it kept being left behind. And then the other one was given to them along with its brother when they were kittens, and the one brother cat got mauled to death by a dog, and so the other one, Gerald, survived, but they never neutered him or did anything like that. They just left him outside, all the cats. Well, when we moved here, they didn't take the cats, so I was like, oh, well, I got 2 cats.
They were encouraged by you to leave the cats
They weren't
too.
going to take them, but they were happy to know they would be taken care of. It was one of those situations. They weren't taking them. Anyways, Gerald was a mess when we moved here. Like, he was such a mess. He was one of those cats you looked at, you're like, I don't really know if I want to pet you, because he was rough.
He was.
I had taken him to the vet. He got, he had to get put on a lot of medicine when I first took him to the vet. He couldn't be neutered until he was like healthy. And then once he was healthy, I got him neutered, and then he pulled his stitches out.
Had a big old set of balls on him.
And
impressive.
It was crazy. But he pulled the stitches out, so it was an emergency to take him back. He had to stay overnight at the vet because of that, and fix him up. And they knew he had a blood disorder or something. They told me about that. Okay. Over the last few years, he's had some abscesses. Like he would get one on his arm, and I think the first time it happened, it burst. Like it was there and it burst before I even knew, because he wasn't acting weird. I didn't know he had one. And it was so disgusting when it happened. But I took him to the vet. They did what they had to do to fix him up and did all the stuff. He got 2 more after that. Well, he got an abscess early last week on his back. And I was petting him and I felt it. And I was like, this just seems, it's an abscess. So I took him and they got him in immediately. They did like a surgery on him and they put him under the exact same day, and they put a drain in him, and I brought him home with the drain, and they said they wanted him to come back because he was having some breathing problems as well. But he'd been kind of having that on and off the last couple years because I had already taken him before, but he had never had an x-ray done. So they said, we're going to get him healthy, you know, get all this medicine in him and everything while the abscess is draining. When we take the drain out, we'll go ahead and schedule to have him come in for an x-ray and get some blood work done. And I got the blood work results back today. I forgot to tell you that. So I took him in on Wednesday. They did an x-ray. And when Kelly came in, the doctor, the vet, she said, Gerald, you know, she kind of had a hard time telling me, even as a vet who sees this often, but she knows how much Gerald means to me, and she has seen him several times. She was like, I'm going to get the x-rays. After I look at them a little bit in more detail, I'm going to show you these x-rays. But they're going to be a little shocking. And I said, okay. So she comes back in with her computer, her little laptop, and she's showing me the x-rays. And she said, he was riddled with BBs. And I was like, what? And he had been shot at. And like are they called buckshots?
Yep. Well, no. Birdshot.
Birdshot. Were all over his body. They're all over. And they had healed in him, you know, like this had happened before we moved here. Because when we moved here, you know, I started bringing him in the barn. So this happened, that's why he was such a mess when we moved here. And one of them was lodged in his lung. And there's just no way to do surgery to get it out. You know, it'd be more harm on him than good. But he's got them all over his body. And it just breaks my heart because it's like, that's why he gets these abscesses. They end up getting infected around the bullet, the little BBs. And yeah, so it does make me look at my neighbors a little differently because I'm like, I don't know who did it. I have no idea who did it, but most likely, like the vet was saying, he probably wandered on somebody's property that didn't want a cat on the property, and they just shot at him. And you know, it just makes me sad, and that's why I work so hard to try to help the cats around here with spaying and neutering, and we're working on the barn to get it fixed up. We're working on it more this weekend, but just to, you know, get the cats in there to help rescue more. So yeah, anyways.
I was trying to look for the photos, but I can't.
No, I don't
think
it was a kid. I mean, it could have been a kid, but I think it was probably a grown adult because we live in the country. And I know when we first moved here, we went down to the pond, and I remember there was that guy, Bubba, and he said, oh, you live over there. Oh, I go coon hunting back behind your house at night. And I'm like, I started thinking about that.
Kind of looked like he could be mistaken for a raccoon.
But still, why you gotta kill raccoons? I mean, whatever. But like I said, I think it happened before we moved here. I think people know now.
They got to mess with her if they try that stuff now.
But I do know one thing. It is a It is a felony, and don't let me catch anybody around here. Oh, don't let me find out. That's all I got to say, because if I find out, if I know, I will go straight to the police. I know
And
who
you
to
will be able to prove nothing.
I know who to contact. I Googled and I found out what I have to do. You know how I am.
I mean, I'm the same way,
When
but
somebody said something inappropriate and rude about you a month or so ago, you don't talk about my family. You don't hurt my family. You don't hurt my cats. Or you're gonna see a whole nother Lisa. You just don't know.
hey, I'm not going to stop you.
Oof,
I mean, I'd be right there with you.
Calm down now.
Crazy in Love Asian with the $10. And it's 9:36. We got to start talking about getting out of here because we always go late on non-member stream nights, and it makes me crazy. Since we're $10 super chat from Crazy in Love Asian, since we are in this topic, I started my fish keeping adventure with Cage Tropicals first, then Primetime, then Corey. I will make sure I tell them both that. What happened to the fish tanks of our lives? You got 10,000 views on one of those videos. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's not going to be something we're going to be able to do every single week. It's just not feasible to do that. If it was, all I did, then sure, that'd be no problem. But we did 3 of them in a row, and they were a lot of fun. And the main reason we were able to do 3 of them in a row is because the first 2 we recorded at the same time, like all in one sitting. And then the second one was, wasn't at the same time. But anyway, we had like 2 sessions recording those, and we were able to get them done. Right now, I am so completely overwhelmed already with this new project that I'm working on that it might be a bit before we do another one of those. But I've got some ideas in my head of stuff that we can do, and it would be a lot of fun. So again, so much fun is had making those videos. I wish I could make them every week, but we're only 2 people here. So, but we're not going to take another 5-year break from them. Trust me. But it might be some 4 or 5 weeks before you see another one. It'll be a special bonus thing that we do every once in a while. Simon Nichols said, I want you to definitely be able to make your car payment this month. Here's another Australian $10. I'm pretty sure he's donated about $7,500 to us tonight. Wow. Lisa, my cat went missing all day on Wednesday. He didn't come home till 9 p.m. Oh. Not normal for him. Something spooked him. Since then, he hasn't left my side.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad he came back.
Isn't there a lot of really crazy animals in Australia too? But aren't they all sweet, like koalas and the toads and kangaroos? I know the kangaroo fought that one guy, but aren't kangaroos sweet too? Kangaroos in Australia would probably be like deer here. But I wouldn't know that because I've never seen a kangaroo. But I would just guess.
I want to see a koala bear.
Oh, me too. But I don't think...
We should go visit Katie Cichlid. She lives in Australia.
Do you know how long that flight is?
No, but she flies here all the time.
Well, she can do that all she wants. But
I don't know how much she would be doing it now because she practically has a farm on our new property. She's so sweet. I like Katie.
It's like 25, or I said 25 because I just saw the number 25 on my screen. It's like 20 hours to fly to Australia.
Oh.
And that's just one of the flights. Oh. I think you got to fly to like LA and then Australia.
So
I don't know.
That away and then across. I always want to go right.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm confusing that with Hawaii. If you're going to go to Hawaii, you got to go to California first and then you go down there. I don't know. But I don't think I will ever go to Australia, even though I want to. It's been one of those things I've wanted to do my entire life. Because my requirements would be that we're on one of those planes where we have like our own room with our own bathroom and our own little setup, like one of those that you would see Casey Neistat flying on back in the day. I could do 20 hours on an airplane if we did that. But to sit and coach, and knowing my luck, I'd be sitting next to a really big person or something. Like, I mean, I'm not a small person myself, but like I would just be crammed in, and it would just, she would make me sit in the middle, and I would be like, oh, there's no way I could do that for 20 hours.
Well,
I don't even want to do that for 2 hours to Florida.
You could sit behind me, and we could both have a window. And then we could like sneak little things between seats, like write notes to each other, like we're in school. Like, do you love me? Check yes or no. And then I'll sneak it back to you.
We're singing George Strait songs now. Okay.
And then the person next to you will accidentally get it instead of you, and then they're going to think I love them. So it could be a whole...
So now you're not only making me fly 20 hours, but you're also getting me in a fight in a 20-hour flight. No, I would love to go to Australia. I really would. But I can't imagine being on the plane that long. And the reason why I say we'll never do it is because I will never be in a position to be able to pay for one of those tickets, 2 of those tickets, to have like a little suite on an airplane for 20. There's no way. That'd be probably like a $50,000 plane ticket. No, I can't do that. Not selling plants and fish food. Are you crazy? No, it's never going to happen. So, yeah. If I ever hit the lotto, you guys will go with me and my family. I mean, yeah, if I won the lottery, then I would just charter my own plane and then not even have to look at anybody else. That's how I would do that. And that would cost way more than $50,000. But anyway, Simon Nichols, $2 more from Australia, 22 hours from Toronto to Sydney.
Oh, that is a long time.
Well,
Is Toronto?
We're maybe like a 2-hour flight. That's in the center, right above like Illinois and all of that.
Okay.
So it's probably like a 2.5, 3-hour flight from here to Toronto. And then 22 hours to Australia. I want to see a koala bear, but you know what? I bet you they have them in zoos here. I'm just saying. I bet you they have one in a zoo that's about 2-hour drive away. I bet you. Anyway. Ooh, 5-1 Caps won 5-1.
Nice. I do want to say thank you real quick to some wonderful people who do help with donating with the cats. I probably should have brought that up when I was talking about the cats before. I wanted to say thank you to Joe Provenzano, Curtis Crump, and Robert Wayman for getting kitty stuff from the Amazon wish list. Thank you very much. And also thank you to Curtis Crump, Mark Allen, Robert Wayman, Laura Kingsbury, and Joe Provenzano for donating to the kitties GoFundMe for the barn expansion. Thank you very much, y'all. Appreciate that very, very much. And I did want to mention one more time, or mention that I do have a video coming out about a new kitty tomorrow. And then last not but least, Whip has been sharing the GoFundMe to help out with the fire, to help with...
Tim Cromer.
Yeah, with the fire, yeah. Also, it's in the description of the live stream for replay people. So.
Did you say, because I wasn't listening, did you say that you put the video up about Gerald and where you showed the x-rays and all that? Did you say that when you were talking about
I shared a link.
Oh, good. Okay.
I figured it out because I'm not good at sharing links, so...
Because I was trying to find the picture while you were talking. That's why I didn't hear you.
It's
and
okay.
I couldn't find it.
But yeah, I have another video tomorrow of a new kitty that you all are going to love. But anyways.
You don't want to know that kitty's nickname.
And we're not going to talk about that right now. You have to watch the video.
Kaylin Shepard came in and with a $2 super chat said, after tonight, can't you charter a plane? I mean, you know what? Simon Nichols and Kazak and everybody tonight is certainly making a good case for us to get that chartered plane. Yeah. But even like bare minimum to go to Australia would have to be first class. On an international flight would still be probably like 10, 12 grand a ticket. We're not going to.
No matter what it is, it's just going to be crazy because we're in the air. So the anxiety is still going to be there. It doesn't matter.
That part doesn't bother me. Once we get out of the airport, I'm fine.
I would want to go on one of those planes you were talking about that like have a bedroom.
If y'all want to fall down a rabbit hole, watch those Casey Neistat videos, because people would just send him on trips all over the world, and he would get little. There was one that was like a 2-room suite, like it had a living room and a bedroom.
That's crazy.
That I could do 20 hours on.
Yeah.
But sitting there next to some asshole that I don't know who smells bad, and like I can't do that. And I was not talking about her, so don't be that way. She doesn't smell bad. She smells delightful. But say goodbye to everybody so I don't get myself. Wow, that look. Anyway.
Wow. I didn't even realize I looked at you like that. I looked back at the screen and I was like, yeah, I was kind of giving one of those.
I got scared for a minute.
Sorry, I was in a zone. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. And thank you for all of the gifted memberships and the super chats. That's very sweet of you. If anybody wants to help out Tim, there is the GoFundMe link. You know, anything I'm sure will help and will be much appreciated. Anything. So, yeah, thank you everybody for being here and being with us. Have a wonderful night and a great weekend.
We'll have something a little bit more uplifting for next week.
Yeah.
This one was tough.